What's up guys, we are Tottenham TV here, back with another video for you guys today, and today we are looking forward to the game against Everton on Monday night. It's the battle between two managers still trying to stay relevant in the modern era. Jose Mourinho takes on Carlo Ancelotti in a game where both teams are vying for Europa League spot. Tottenham sit in 10th, Everton sit in 11th, but there is a very short gap between the teams above them, and a win for either team propels them up the table to around 8th position. We come up against an Everton team. They're unbeaten since the restart, 1 draw, 2 victories. They've beaten Leicester 2-1, they drew 0-0 with Liverpool. And this is a team who have really improved since Carlo Ancelotti has come in, albeit they haven't been perfect. They've lost three of their 15 games, however they have won 7. Carlo Ancelotti likes to play the old-fashioned 4-4-2 formation with 2 banks of 4, with 2 attacking fullbacks and 2 strikers. The past few games they've lined up like this. This is how I'm expecting them to line up. In this game, Andre Gomes has really come back stronger since his really bad injury against Spurs back in November in one of Pochettino's last games. And they've really found their formula with Carlo and Richarlison both playing up front, providing a dual threat with pace and ability and finishing ability and individual ability, which is really causing a lot of teams a lot of problems. And not only that, when they defend, they like to defend deep. They like to get a lot of their men behind the ball, make it really, really difficult. And we saw how Liverpool struggled to break them down in the Merseyside derby in the games after the restart. Now, with Spurs lining up in a standard 4-2-3-1 formation, this is going to be quite difficult for Spurs to contain, because with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin providing the firepower, if Spurs leave too much space in behind, then Everton are really going to be able to capitalise on this, especially if they get Digne and Coleman flying forward. If Serge Aurier starts, which I'm assuming he's going to be starting in this game, it's going to be tough for Tottenham to keep those two at bay, because they like to fly forward and they're very good when they get into the final third, especially Luca Digne has a very good cross on him. And this could really blunt our attack if Spurs are too worried about Everton's flying fullbacks, and then coupled with that they're going to have 2 wingers in most probably Iwobi and Anthony Gordon, who started the last few games, who's looked very impressive on the wing. Then it could be very tough for Tottenham in the wide areas to contain them. We've seen the struggles that Davis and Aurier have had, especially against Sheffield United, how they were outrun and how they were overloaded on the fullback positions. I'm worried going forward Everton possibly could do that again. I'd like to see Ndombele potentially get a start in this game. I feel like we're going to lead his ball carrying abilities against the central midfield options of Andre Gomes and Tom Davis, who have a lot of energy. And if we can have someone like Ndombele whose ability to beat a press and be able to break lines, then especially Tom Davis, who likes to run around a lot, if he's running around chasing shadows, it could tire him out and create a bit more space in the central areas. Andre Gomes is one to really watch. I'm worried that Andre Gomes is going to be able to get time on the ball and dictate the play, because our defensive midfield options are not the best at breaking up play. But obviously we've got Sissoko, who has a lot of energy. If they manipulate the play so Andre Gomes gets time on the ball, he is a very good passer of the ball. He's quite good on his short range and long range passing. So he's someone I'd really be worried about. Where Tottenham can really hurt them in the forward positions is what they've been doing ever since Jose came in, is when we get forward, Aurier can cause an overload, dragging Digne out, and then you've got 3 forwards, Bergwijn, Kane and Son, up against Coleman, Keane and Holgate. And this could be a big problem for Everton, because they like 4-4-2, but it's their biggest strength and it's also their biggest weakness, because we can cause overloads in the fullback areas and in the central areas if we play the ball correctly. If Lo Celso or Ndombele is able to ball carry the ball and drag out one of the central midfielders, then that could be a big problem for Everton. If it means drawing out one of the centre backs, could cause a lot of space for our attacking players. However, we saw against Liverpool They're very, very compact and they're not easy to break down whatsoever. So it's not going to be so simple as just break the lines and open space, because Everton are very rigid. They like to compact the central areas, and the forward players as well like to defend and like to get involved. So it's not going to be easy to break these guys down. If I'm going to put my neck on the line, I'm saying this game's going to be a draw. I think it's a game where the two managers, they prefer, compared to Pep and Jurgen Klopp, these two managers prefer the game to be more like a chess match than a rock concert, as Klopp would say. And this game isn't set up, doesn't look like to be a real attacking affair. I would not be surprised if this game finishes 0-0. I could easily see that happening. I think Tottenham at the moment, they will probably want to react to that Sheffield United performance, but I could easily see Jose Mourinho kind of going a bit defensive in this match and trying to hit Everton on the counter. Seeing as we're so poor defensively, he might take a more conservative approach just to how poor our defence has been. Well, he might think that Spurs require that. Obviously, Ancelotti is a fairly conservative manager by nature, and his two banks of four, it lends to decent attacking play when they have the ball, because they got two attackers in attack ready to press our centre backs, which we could struggle against. But it also, once Everton are in defensive positions, they defend the two banks of four, and it's very hard to break down. So I'm going to go for 1-1 in this game. Let us know in the comments below, how do you think the game's going to go? It's hard to get too excited because obviously not as much riding on this as I would have liked, but we just got to try and end the season positively and hopefully build some momentum going into next season. That's all you got to hope for at the moment. But let us know in the comments below what's your predictions. Like and subscribe, and as always, come on.